Job in Tech, episode 144. Okay, recently, I'm just going to read this, right? I'm just going to comment, actually, right? It's a posting that I saw, and it just asks basically a question like, this person's a young person, they're in the service, and they're pretty much probably been half in, so they're like in their first enlistment or whatever. They live in Texas, obviously, and they want to know, like, hey, I need a mentor, basically, right? A mentor to figure it out, right? Maybe some advice or whatever, right? And maybe they're not getting it from who they work for in the service or whatever, right? And they don't know if they should stay in or get out, right? Obviously, and they want to get an IT job or whatever. This person is working their way towards a bachelor's degree in IT, and I don't kid when I say that. I don't mean to talk, or what am I saying? I don't mean to laugh when I say that, but it's just it's just interesting that people still think, right, that they need an IT degree to get a good job in IT. To this day, it's 2022, and people still think they need an IT degree to get a job in IT, which nothing could be further from the truth. It's so not even true. Now, of course, maybe a management position, maybe, right? And so the advice I gave, or actually I gave the advice, and it was this: hey, I asked the question, do you want to work? Do you want to earn money, or do you want to get a job? Because there is a distinction, by the way. There is a very, very good distinction between, hey, I want to earn money and I want to get a job. A job is like, okay, because some people are programmed to, they just want to sit on their butt when they get a job and do my work, and I'll be left alone, right? There's other people who are like, okay, I got stress level, I got this, I got that, I just want to earn money, let me get as much money as possible, and then rest, and then hustle, what do you call it, work it out and get as much money as possible. And then basically they're working, 60 hours a week, let's say, right, in a job. Maybe they have a side hustle going on, right? They have a 40-hour work week, and then they have a side hustle. It's difficult to do that in the military and the services, because their time is not theirs, basically. So they can have to do, whatever. And the other thing I'll say is, you have a lot of what I'm saying is, it's human nature for individuals to not like someone who's doing well. Okay. And so in the services, they're someone who is over, like a boss, basically, who is over them. They can't go anywhere. They can't change their boss. They couldn't quit their job. And so, people are people, and people might feel a certain way if someone is doing better and they're a lower rank, let's say, and they may look and like, hey, why are you doing this or whatever? And so, you figure a person who's, in their under 30, basically, right? They're very impressionable, right? Very impressionable. They go through this training or whatever, and then they go through their skill set, their training, and then they get to their post, their installation, okay, and their base or whatever, right? And they're with this other human, basically, their group of humans, right, for the next 4 or 5, 3, whatever years, okay? So they can't choose who they have as a leadership at all, right? And and so that it's weird, because it's a team camaraderie thing, but you don't know if that person is telling you the wrong information, and maybe that's the case. Maybe they don't have understanding of who you are. Maybe they don't. What's the word? I call it jealousy, to be honest with you, because if anybody doesn't know out there are people out there who are jealous of other people in whatever field. It doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter. If you're in the IT field, commercial side, there are people who are jealous of you. Believe that, right? And you may be doing something extra. You're doing awesome things or whatever. Maybe you spend your time doing other things, and maybe they spend their time playing games. Maybe this person who's your leader is playing video games, right? And they see you not playing video games. They kind of like, hey, come on, let's play video game. You're like, no, I'm good. So now if everybody's playing a video game and you're not, you're looked like, hey, why isn't this person playing a video game? What's going on here, right? And it's as simple as that, right? It's as simple as that, and like, hey, come on, let's go and party or something, right? And whatever, right? Instead of like, let's work together. Hey, the one thing that most people don't do is they don't talk about money. Most people, you ask them like, oh, hey, here's an idea for making money. They're like, oh, I don't know. Blah, blah, blah. Most people don't talk about money. They don't talk about how do you make money? How can we collectively make more money, right? And the reason, I don't know why they do or don't, right? But I do know why it's a good thing, because money equals freedom, friend. I mean, you can sure buy a lot of freedom with money, right? That's for sure. You can do a lot more shopping, basically. With what is this term? What is the saying? Like, money can't buy you. What is it? Money can't buy you happiness or whatever. And then somebody said, well, you're shopping at the wrong store. Basically, if money can't buy you happiness, you're shopping at the wrong store. Plain and simple, right? Plain and simple. And the IT field, right? The IT field is so unique because you have the ability to earn lots of money, right? And not having a lot of skill set, because it doesn't take much to get in the skill set at all. Security plus, A plus, MCSE, CCNA, whatever. It doesn't take a lot to get into this field at all, actually, in the IT field whatsoever. Really, it doesn't, actually. And then it's just huge growth, right? And I just go back to the IT degree, right? You don't need an IT degree. If I'm talking to this person, I would say, you don't need an IT degree, friend. While you're there, and let's say you don't go anywhere, you don't have to go anywhere, right, or whatever. If you have the time, get some certs, okay? Get a YouTube channel going, get an Anchor podcast going, get anything like that. Anything you could do to get side income, to residual income, maybe create a Udemy course, anything like that. You can create some content. The skill that you're doing in the military or the services, can you monetize that? I know there's certain things you can or can't say, but can you monetize it? Can you talk about, like, if you're in the industry, right? And you're in industry, and maybe you can, draw on a whiteboard, the basic concept of whatever you do, whatever it is. If you're an IT person, draw the concept, the basic concept. Here you go, and then record your till. There's a guy. His name is Eli, the computer guy, right? And I've seen a couple of his videos in Active Directory, and all he does is just go up there and record. He just goes up there to the whiteboard and he just talks, and he records himself. But he's good. It's a good knowledge, by the way. It's great knowledge. But that's all he does. I mean, I don't want to say he doesn't know. He does know, of course, right? But he's just teaching, so it doesn't take like this long, drawn out, production or whatever. Whiteboard, camera, record yourself yapping. Basically, that's all. So the advice I gave, right, was this: I asked the question, do you want to earn money or get a job? I suggest asking any person you can find who is over 30 how he or she would plan out their life, and push record on your phone and watch it every day. Seriously, watch it every single day. Understand, get it in your mind, right? So do this enough times with enough people, and you'll start to see a pattern, which is true. People are very much the same. If you see enough people, like, this is the thing what people talk about, right? Someone, say, who meets a lot of people, a lot of people, they can usually tell within talking to somebody 5 or 10 minutes. They can usually tell their bank account, like what their mindset is, how much money they probably have in the account, like, generally, right? Because they know they've met enough people that they can tell personality. They can tell personalities, basically, right? They know personalities. So that's the thing about that. And the other thing is, so I go on to say, do this enough times with enough people, and you will start to see a pattern, which is true. Start a podcast on Anchor.com and talk about the advice you got. Maybe don't talk who the people are, right? But just talk about the advice. Hey, I got this advice from this person, and this is their age bracket, right? Maybe they're 35 or whatever, 31 or whatever. And say, okay, and then talk about that. Or the other thing I said is, hey, go watch this guy, GaryVee. Gary Vaynerchuk, you better know this. There's a video called 6 Minutes for the Next 60 Years. and it's very, very good. So those that's it basically, right? That's what I said to him. So thanks a lot, and have a great day. Thanks for listening to this podcast.